Well, greetings to you and welcome to another program, Transforming Lives One at a Time. This is your program. And our topic today is men influencing men. We'll be highlighting and chatting with one man who had the vision to impact the lives of our boys and our young men through sport and what the journey has been like for him. My guest today is founder of Titan Sport and Development Club and cricket coach, Mr. Brian Browne. Brian, welcome to Transforming Lives One at a Time. It's a pleasure having you today.
And it's very, very good to be here. All right, looking forward to chatting with you here.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Well, Brian, first of all, tell us a little bit about the club and what was the motivation behind you starting it? What was your vision?
All right, just as your team says, transforming lives, I think the biggest motivating factor when we began is to try and change the lives and to help, guide young people. All right, the community that we started off in, which is WIM, the stigmas attached to the community, and having been at WIM Anglican Primary School for a while, just trying to make a difference.
Right.
Just trying to give people hope and trying to give people a different option.
Yes.
In some communities, you think some people see, drugs and guns and alcohol and smoking and stuff as the only option.
Yes.
So just to give people an option of something positive, while we don't want to judge or point fingers at, the lifestyle of many. We want to give people an option of choosing sport or choosing academics or something else.
Right. Yes.
So that was the biggest factor,
Well, I like what you said about hope.
Yeah.
Because just recently we started a segment, Good Vibes, Good News, and we are encouraging persons to be able to send in their 90-second videos with something just to bring hope. Because, of course, you would realize that at this point in our society, you actually see the erosion, the fabric of our society being eaten away. And I am really happy you thought you spoke about hope, because we want to bring hope again.
Yes.
In spite of whatever area you would have come from, we want to bring hope. So that is in alignment.
It's funny that we would sit here, what we believe in the church and believe in stuff like that. And even though some people believe their lifestyle does not align with it, and, within the community, parents, siblings, bigger ones would meet me and they would say, I'm happy that you're here and working with them children, they need something to look up to.
Yes.
And, something like that. And they are the ones that are smoking and drinking and liming.
Wow.
They know what is needed.
Yes.
But they're not prepared to make that sacrifice to, because, as a human, you would have temptations and you would have inclinations.
Yes.
But because, you're trying to be an example, like for myself, because I know people are watching all the time.
Right.
It helps control how you behave.
Yes, keep you in line.
You cannot respond in a particular way. Right. Human nature is to fly off the handle sometimes. Yes. To tell people something sometimes, to get angry sometimes. And you just can't, because you're trying to be an example.
Yes.
And I sincerely hope, we have much more. And I know that we do. We do have a couple people around the island, doing the same thing that I am doing. But we want more hands. More,
definitely.
And more so within the community and within the home.
Yes. And of course, we're going to talk about that, especially in the home, a little later on in the program, because of course, I would always say on this program, and my viewers, my ardent viewers know that I always say everything begins in the home. That's right. Charity begins at home.
That's right.
And ends abroad.
That's
so
right.
we're definitely going to talk about that a little later.
And as there's an old saying, you have to dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Right. Very well.
You understand?
Very well.
Yes.
Well, as you play your part in molding the minds and the lives of our boys and our young men, I want us to talk a little bit about discipline.
Yes.
And the importance of inculcating that trait in our youngsters.
Massive. And it's not about youngsters alone. And I dare say, I've said it several times on different platforms.
Yes.
We have to train the parent.
Okay.
Training the child is training the parent.
Right.
The discipline of the child comes from the discipline of the parent. Because you can't ask me to do something and you're not doing it.
Okay.
Actions speak louder than words.
Yes, yes.
So in my own home, when my son was very little, we wanted to get him into a particular routine, regime,
Yes.
must read, stuff like that. And for him to get into that reading, we had to lock off everything and read as well.
Okay.
So he knows that.
So you were setting the example.
I had to discipline myself.
Okay.
My wife had to discipline herself. So there were little times when we would, even if it's a 10 minutes.
Yes.
You understand? So discipline is massive if you want to train children, right? And like I said, the discipline has to come from the parent. So often I've heard parents cussing and telling the child, if I only hear you cuss, you'll see what happens. If I only see you smoking here. And
listen.
If I only catch you with a cigarette,
Yes,
that kind of thing. So the discipline has to start from the
Of
parent.
course.
So yes, so to answer your question, discipline is massive.
Yes.
Massive, massive. We can't go forward. And, some people would only see discipline as if you're not cursing.
Right.
Or if you're not drinking, or if you're not smoking, or if you're not stealing. But discipline is also waking up on time. Making your bed.
Yes.
You understand? Doing your regular chores around the home. And those things are some of the things that the parent must do as well.
Right.
So I want my child to make up his bed.
I have to do it.
If he comes into my bed must be made
Okay.
up. I want my child to, drink more water and less carbonated beverages.
Yes.
He must see me doing those things, or she must see me doing those things. So, that discipline starts from home.
Of course. So
Yeah.
fundamental
Yeah.
values.
Yes. Must start from the parent or the person that is in charge of the
Yes,
child.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, Brian, share with our viewers how the journey has been for you since taking up this mantle to make a difference in the lives of these young boys.
Definitely life-changing. I was sharing my story with a guy this morning when we went to the beach this morning. And started off, you as a child, at different stages of your life. You can't control your age.
Right.
That goes along. What you can control is your stage of your life. And you might have a 15-year-old and a 30-year-old at the same stage in their life.
True.
You understand? Because that 15-year-old might be forced to grow faster as a man and take up more responsibility. And that 30-year-old might be dependent on parents and still behaving like a little boy.
Yes.
Right? So, growing up, you're running around at 10, 12, 15, no care in the world, you're home at your parents' home. Right? They are providing. Then, even while they are there, while you're at their home, you're trying to be a man. So you're working. And girls come into the picture.
Yes.
And, you have to be a little bit more focused. All that while I'm at church.
Right.
Right? Born and bred in the church and raised to understand and learn and love the Lord and the Bible and stuff like that. So, I'm not straying far from that at all.
Okay.
Right? And you come to a stage in your life where I got injured. You would hear coaches talk about it all the time. I got a nasty injury. Couldn't play much again. Was sent to do a coaching course. And it absolutely changed my life. Wanted to go to the primary school I went to, which was Mason Hall.
Right.
Somebody took that primary school. We were living in Plymouth Road. So I went to the closest primary school, which was Wim Anglican.
Okay.
I'm still there.
Wow.
Since 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still there. And that absolutely changed my life.
Yes.
Saw things differently, understood children a little bit more, understand that not everybody has it well off.
Yes.
And stuff like that. And started this journey. And the amount of opportunities that I have been afforded.
Wow.
Just by coaching these children. Because what it did, I now have to go and, educate myself.
Yes.
On different things, on how to deal with children, on the different sports that I'm coaching.
Yes.
And stuff like that. And I had to do that. And eventually, through just caring for them, they started winning.
Wow.
They started winning football, they started winning at cricket, they started winning at academics. Some of them, their grades improved.
Yes.
And it gave them that belief, because I believe, I would have this conversation with the current principal at WIM, which is Miss Christine Benoit Hackett. Success in one area of your life could motivate you to do well in another area.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
And we saw that. And eventually, got a chance to coach Tobago teams and got noticed by the national body, National Cricket Board. Got a chance to coach the national team. did well, got noticed by the West Indies Cricket Board.
Wow.
Got a chance to coach, to be a part of the coaching staff in West Indies.
Yes.
Got noticed there and coaching in franchise leagues across the states, So I am actually on my way there in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Right. So it has absolutely transformed my life.
Yes.
Absolutely transformed my life. So I wouldn't change it for the world. I got injured, never moaned and groaned over it, never cried over it, because I understood that God is in control.
Yes.
And we just have to allow His will to come true.
Yes. Yes.
So this is where I'm at. I am happy about it. When I look back over my life, I am grateful.
Right.
No regrets at all. And looking forward to the next chapter.
Of course. And even as you spoke about one area in a child's life, once you're successful in this area, it can motivate you.
That's right.
Because once you have persons that actually believe in them,
yes,
and could be able to build that kind of confidence in them, it's like, okay, yes, you may have failed at this, but let's do it again. Yes. Let's try again. Let's keep practicing. Let's keep going until we succeed. So at the end of the day, it is so important to, even as parents, to encourage our children. Yes, they may not have, done well at a football league or whatever it is.
I was going to say that because every child is as an individual, they would have their different strengths and their weaknesses.
Of course.
A child that is good at math doesn't mean they're good at English.
Right.
But
correct.
You still have to motivate them the same way.
Yes.
Right? And it's important for teachers and parents to find that area or that thing that child is extremely good at. A lot of times as parents and coaches, we try to live our lives through the children,
yes,
right? And we want to point them to what we would like to see,
right?
As opposed to helping them and strengthening them and guiding them along. And eventually, you would see where they should go.
Of course, their talents
That's right.
Definitely.
You're not bashing them and cussing them, as we would say, the local term,
right?
But you're encouraging them to try and go forward in whatever area you think that is their strength.
And
while they're doing that, you're still reminding them, boy, you're good at football and you're good at cricket and you're doing well.
Yes.
But let us not neglect, you still need to achieve at least this in academics.
Of course.
I have worked it with my own child. I've worked it with several boys.
Right.
The passion is sport.
Yes.
But listen, we can't do this if you don't get this done.
Of course.
You understand?
Because we need well-rounded children.
Exactly.
We need that.
So let me negotiate. Give me this.
Yes.
Let me work on this. I ain't saying you're going to be a doctor. I ain't saying you're going to be a lawyer.
Right.
But you at least have to bring your grades up a little bit.
Of course.
So if you read a passage, whether it be in the newspaper, in the Bible, or any other novel,
yes,
you must understand what you're reading.
Of course.
You must be able to call words and pronounce words and understand words.
Correct.
So then, when it's time for sports and other things, your sense of reasoning improves.
Of course.
So you could assess better. You could reason better. Sport is numbers.
That's right.
And some people say they do like math.
Yes.
But they love sport. And sport is numbers. How many goals you score? How much minutes in a
Exactly.
game? How many players on the field? How much runs you score? How much overs you need?
Right. So everything works hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
So we have to ensure that we take that holistic approach.
That's right.
To ensure that we have well-rounded children. And of course, that word discipline. And we'll come back again to discipline. So what are you doing what actually you are doing by way of this initiative is really, we can't take it lightly.
Yeah.
All right? Because what you are in fact doing is playing a pivotal role in molding the next generation of fathers, businessmen, husbands, community leaders, and the likes. So I want you to tell us about your support systems and who are the people that you work with?
All right. In Titans, I have a very, very good, strong group of ladies that run the club, right? Of course, the men do more of the coaching and stuff on the outside, and the women do the administration, right? The administrative work. All right, Miss Susanna McLeod Thomas is the president of the club. Okay. We have Petal, Daniel Benoit, we have Kiva Waldron, Lois Brown Morris, my sister, Sandra Brown Melville, another one of my sisters.
Yes.
So I have a really, really good group. Tracy Caldera police officer, a good group of ladies that is there, that they are working all the time.
Right.
You know, so that is very good.
Yes.
In terms of sponsorship, we were sponsored by the Jarrick Health and Safety Company for years.
Okay.
All right. We have since, parted ways. All right. Maybe in about the last 2 or 3 months. Hence, we are not here as Jarrick Titans. We're just here as Titans.
Okay.
All right. So we are in a transition phase
Right.
in terms of names,
Yes.
sponsorship. All right. I think the front runner for that would definitely be Jet Muddy. That is Jesus Christ Make the Difference. That group
Okay.
of companies,
Right, yes.
they have been shouldering a lot of our financial, if I could call it burden,
Yes.
but responsibilities.
Understood.
All right. We have been heavily supported by Dominion Appliances. Mr. Vern Joseph and I
Right.
are good friends, and he has always supported us.
Yes.
So we do have people around. And if I could go back to Jet Money, that is a group, my family group, where we have the Double B Enterprise, the supermarket.
Okay, yes.
We have Sandra's Bakery.
Right.
One of my sisters. We have Zoya Vessels.
Yes.
Another one of my sisters.
Yes.
We have Ethio's Products, which is Devon or Pumpkin, as people would know him.
Yes. We know Pumpkin.
Right. So they each have businesses that contribute to
Right.
the upkeep of Titans.
Yes, and of course,
Yes.
for those of you who may not know, this is the son of Bill and Brenda Browne. I mean, we all know them in Tobago. They have been stalwarts. They have been always supporting businesses and young people and, just in the communities, just doing such a fantastic job. And I want to say hats off to you, congratulations, and just keeping that flag flying high, because we really need persons with the vision. And it's so good to know that they have children now that is carrying on the legacy. So I want to say hats off to you, Brother Bill, as we affectionately call him, Brother Bill and Sister Browne. We really, really appreciate you, and of course all the sponsors that have been coming on board. You have been seeing the visionary and the vision and stuff like that, and just coming on board, it's a good thing. Because, I was interviewing someone a couple of weeks ago, and they were telling me the young men that we have now, if we don't try to work with them and have community events and outreach programs like what you are having, they are going to be the ones that are giving us problems when they come to work for us 10, 15 years down the road.
That's right.
So it's important that we harness and we do what we have to do now to get that kind of mindset into our young people and not just look at it as, well, okay, it's just a sporting thing. It's something that is keeping them off the streets, off the blocks, smoking and drinking and just having their lives just, it's a sad situation, and I'm very glad that you have, taken up the challenge.
As you mentioned that, Daddy would always say, Brother Bill would always say, you do not know who's looking at you.
Right.
That's when we were young growing up.
Yes.
You do not know who is looking, and you do not know who's behind the next door that you're going to push.
Wow.
To try and get a job.
Okay, exactly. True.
That person may just be the person that would hire you.
Exactly.
Or may recommend you.
Right.
But just going back a little bit, growing up, I would always see strangers, well, not strangers, but people outside of my, that are not my siblings.
Yes.
At our home. So my lifestyle now, as somebody would say, you ain't doing nothing new there, man. That's something your parents doing for years.
Right.
And to count the amount of people that I've seen come to our home.
Wow.
So it's I guess it's something that I'm just
Yes. Exactly, as I said, that legacy, you are actually taking that legacy to the next level. Well, at this point, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Our topic for today is men influencing men. You're viewing Transforming Lives one at a time. Stay with us.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, Store Bay Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters and yes, windows. Plus a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m.
Hi, I am Deanne, host of Transforming Lives One at a Time, and I would like to introduce you to our brand new segment, Good Vibes, Good News. And this is where you have the opportunity to highlight your good news. You can send your 90 seconds video to our WhatsApp number 868-701-2099. That's 868-701-2099. Let's hear some of the good news that we never hear about. Good vibes, good news. Inspiring hope. Celebrating wins. Truly grateful.
NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stumpy's Bypass Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595-477-5905 or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program, Transforming Lives One at a Time. My guest today, Mr. Brian Browne. Well, just before the break, we were talking about so many things, and I think we got very caught up and things, but it's all good. But I want us to chat about the importance of having proper role models and mentors for our young people, our young minds, yes, and how we can get more people to step up in this area.
Well, firstly, I guess the mentor must be open to something like that.
Right.
All right. Of course, we have to understand and acknowledge the situation, the condition of the society now. And it is, people would be a little bit more skeptical about going into a rural area, yeah, or going into certain areas, you know. But even if you don't, I think you could take one person or you could take two people. Okay. I have, Bertil Sinclair is one of my mentors.
Okay.
All right. I know if he's watching, he would probably be stupid because we have not connected for a while.
Right,
you know, Mr. Clem Hercules, right? He is one of my mentors. I would cricket mentor. He would. Okay. I would bounce ideas off of him all the time. We would chat all the time. The deceased Rodel Clark was definitely one of my mentors, coaching.
Okay, yes.
You know, we would spend hours chatting. All right, Miss Eudora Williams. You know, so those are mature people, yes, and they help shape my life massively.
Wow.
You know, so having a mentor, a role model is massive.
Yeah.
Right? And the person, it has to go both ways. The young people must want somebody to look up to.
Okay.
You know, they must be humble enough to know, I don't know everything.
Right.
And I need some guidance.
Yes.
You know, let me just find out. Let me just share this information and see where it goes. As well as the mature people need to know that I have to make time to transfer some knowledge, to pass on some knowledge,
yes,
to help guide some young people, to help guide the younger ones. So it has to go both ways, but it's massively important.
Yeah, because even as you spoke about even the seniors getting some time, because many times you have a lot of persons there, they have retired and, you know, they're not really doing many things. They're more gardening, relaxing and stuff. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to even reach out to them.
That's right.
And say, listen, we have 2 young ladies here. Is it possible maybe once a week you could come in and have a conversation with them? Because the vast wealth of knowledge our seniors have. Listen, we need to be able to grab all of it. If we could record them and keep it.
You know, I had Newman Alexander. He passed away. He was my music mentor, right? And a lot of times, if we make it too formal, young people are going to turn away.
Right.
you don't want it to be too rigid, too dressed up, too,
Yes.
you know, you invite, you know, that kind of thing. As opposed to, I'm going on the road and buy some fish, or I'm going on the corner and do some, come along now.
That's right.
You know, so
Yes,
that is how I
making it
use,
casual.
Just make it casual, and the conversation has the same value.
Okay.
You understand?
I like that approach.
The conversation has the same value. It doesn't have to be too rigid or too formal. And it makes it easier for younger people to fall into it and to accept it.
Yes, that is really good. I'm gonna definitely take that up. Well, I'm certain, like with every other uphill battle, you know, sometimes you're swimming upstream, you're going against the tide. There would be challenges, of course, to stay afloat. Let's talk about some of the challenges, because we don't want persons to just think, well, okay, all was hunky-dory.
Everything was smooth sailing.
Exactly. So we want to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you encountered and how you were able to overcome. Did you feel like just getting up one day and walking away from it? Tell us.
Yes, I'm human. Yes, of course. There are days when you think that I did enough, I had enough, you know, time to move on. You know, but, you know, sometimes when you look at the children and they're calling you every minute and you're seeing how they're smiling and stuff like that, you know, it kind of warms your heart and softens you up a little bit. You know, but we have had our fair share of challenges. You know, myself as an individual and Titans as a club. All right. We have been in the media in the last, maybe about a year and a half ago, with this England trip and stuff like that. That was a massive.
I remember that.
That is probably the greatest hurdle we have had to overcome. We still have some little issues working out.
Right.
All right. Where we are based, our home is Mongrace. That has been under reconstruction and renovation for the last 10 months or so.
Okay.
So that has seriously hindered our program.
Understood.
You know, you have sheep and you have nowhere to put them, they will go all over the place.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So, you know, we have been bouncing around in Mason Hall, Moriah, Blackrock, Codler Hall, training all over the place.
Okay.
You know, but hopefully we'll be back there. Mr. Trevor James and they are doing a wonderful job at the ground.
Okay.
But it's just taking some time.
Right, understood.
You know, so those are some of the major challenges. Finances. Money answers a lot of things.
Of course.
You know, so that is Bible. You know, so if you want to do things and you want to, you know, improve and develop, it has to come with money. Development has a cost.
Of course.
It has a financial cost, it has a time cost, it has, you know, it has a price. You know, so we want to do things, you want to expose the children, you want to take them to Trinidad, you want to give them help open their mind.
Yes.
Because in the early stages, we have gone to Grenada, to Barbados, to St. Lucia, you know, partnering with Women Anglican School, to Puerto Rico, to different places, to show the children that there is more to life than this rock that we're living on.
Exactly, yes.
So you know the world is your stage. You can choose to do anything you want and travel and go anywhere you want.
Right.
For people who have traveled,
Listen,
you cannot say you come back here and thinking the same.
I'm telling you.
It opens your mind.
Everything is like,
wow.
What?
I'm telling you, this happens all the time.
The possibilities are endless.
And I would tell them, you don't even have to go over, you don't have to go far, you know, go Trinidad.
Yeah.
And you go see how different life is right down the road there.
I am telling
across the
you.
pond. Yeah, so you know, those things, those are the challenges, the finances, you know, the home and stuff like that. Those were some of the major challenges.
Because I heard there was this group trying to do one of those police youth club, and they said one of the areas was to find a home, because just as how you said, if it is you don't have a stable place, you find you know, persons going here, they're going there, and it's difficult. But when you have a place or a base that you can call home, it centralizes everything. It brings everything into order.
Give some stability to your program. You know?
Of course. I could definitely understand that. I would like to give you the opportunity today to speak to a parent who may feel like he or she is probably losing the battle with their child. And of course, you being a father yourself.
I said this thousands of times before. No child starts off being a curse or should be a burden to a parent. Now, there are challenges that a child brings, but there must be a level of enjoyment dealing with your own child.
Right.
You understand? And I dare say, even with people children, because there is a God, and whatsoever a man sow, is that he's going to reap.
Definitely.
Whatever you do to people children, how you treat people children could be a reflection of what your child is going to turn out to be.
Yes.
So you now have to go about dealing with all children. It's your child, so you must give them a little extra.
Yes,
because
of
they're by
course,
you.
of course.
You know, but you have to love and care for people children the same way.
Yeah.
Right? And the parent that feeling like they're losing the battle, they just can't give up. They just can't. I have had parents that meet me and tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
So, bro, I done. Let them do what they want.
Yeah.
They can't. And I am talking about 12-year-old children.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about an 18-year-old child or a 19-year-old child.
You, yes.
It's a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old
Yes.
child. They're ready to give up. You can't. If you do so, if you are fighting this battle, you're trying your best with this child, and the child is getting right here and still struggling with behavior and stuff like that, what do you think will happen if you give up?
Right.
How much worse do you think that this child will become? You know, so yes, you may have to change your strategy.
Yes.
You understand? But it doesn't mean that you stop. A lot of parents has a dictatorship approach. I'm the mother, I'm the father. You have to.
Right. What I say goes.
What I say goes. That wasn't even working with me. Because my mother beating me every day, 3 times a day.
Right.
And I still get up and go and do the same thing the next day. You know, whilst I'm not saying that you should friend your child.
Right.
Because I do endorse that.
Yeah,
be
yeah,
good,
yeah, yeah.
Be good to your child.
You have to be friendly, but you cannot be friends with your child.
That's right. That's right.
Your parent.
You still have to find a different approach.
Yes.
Now, the opposite is also true. I have seen some parents friending up the child too often, and the child acting the fool.
Yeah.
While that child might need
Of course, some serious discipline.
not just serious discipline, some licks.
Well, all
I don't know
that
if
is
you
a part of
endorse that.
discipline.
Well, right. No, some people might have discipline as go to your room.
Oh, please. I'm going to take away the tablet.
Yeah, I'm gonna take away the tablet.
Or go to the naughty corner. I'm like,
You know, so
really?
so, but parents, it is a challenge to raise children now. The distractions are so much more.
It is.
So much more than 20 years ago.
It is.
You know, and you have to be current with your child.
Yes.
You
And
know,
even
and
as
I understand that some parents have to work.
Yeah.
If they don't go out and work, you have 3-4 children. If you don't go out and work, your children don't eat. But there's a line that has to be drawn where it concerns the life of your child.
Yeah.
I've seen it way too often. In an effort to get the extra dollar, you lose your child.
Yeah,
you
in the
lose
process.
your son in the process. You lose your daughter in the process. Because them young fellas watching, you know,
Of course.
the street not rejecting anybody. You know.
No. The street is actually
embracing everybody. So they will take every boy and they will take every girl.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. Stay in the life of a child. Survive on $20 and keep your children.
Right.
As opposed to try to get $200 and lose
And
your child.
lose them. Yes.
Yeah. So you have to stay in the life of your child. Everything must be seasoned with love,
Yes.
not frustration. You understand? And sometimes it becomes frustrating raising children. I've seen it.
Of
I've dealt
course.
with thousands of children and thousands of parents and seeing the frustration.
Yes.
And sometimes they lash out and say things that they can't take back.
Yeah, that is it.
You understand? Or do things that they regret.
True.
But you have to, love must be the driving force behind everything you do. Every word that is uttered, every action that is taken, love must be the driving force.
I wanted to talk about boundaries in terms of even your children, parents, because many times you have children doing things and parents not creating that kind of boundary.
Yeah.
In terms of, and even on last week, we spoke on the program about curfews.
Right.
And what kind of curfews do you give children? What kind of boundaries, that kind of thing? Because many times children will push you. They know how to push your buttons.
Of course.
And they are going to test you.
Of course.
So if it is that they know, okay, daddy's a little more serious and I can go so far,
Yeah.
so I'm going right up to the edge, but not crossing. Oh, we laughing, but children will test you.
Yes, they will.
How
Yes, they
can
will.
parents create better boundaries?
Well, they can. Of course, you just have to make up your mind what the boundaries are.
Right.
And stand by it.
Yes.
All right. We spoke earlier when we just started about discipline in the home. And I said, discipline is not only not cursing and not fighting and those things. Discipline is maintaining order. And I think that is probably the closest description of what discipline is.
Yes.
So you're supposed to go to bed at 9.
Right.
Go to bed at 9.
Exactly.
I had one principal at women's school called it intentional parenting.
Yeah.
So you don't just leave the child to go to bed.
No.
Be intentional. What time is your bedtime?
That's right.
You're not just leave the child to get up any old time. What time are you supposed to get up?
Yes.
What time are you supposed to be outside to go to school? What time are you supposed to be home? Let me see what is in your bag. Do you have projects to do today? You know, and be intentional about what the child does. And with just a little order, a little structure, your child grade could improve by 20%, 30%. I am not talking about the child sitting down being studious.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just putting a little order to their life.
Yes.
Go to bed a little earlier, get up a little earlier, get your homework done. Their grade will improve.
Of course.
And then you add a little extra to it. And before you know it, you have an A student in your house. You have an A+ student in your house.
And you want to know, but what brought
this
transformation?
I'm telling
you
just
just
like
bring things in alignment.
Just bring things in order. Yeah.
In order.
Intentional parenting.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I like that. Intentional parenting.
So you're not, and this has to start from early. Because some people have a way of saying the child too small.
Too small?
Bad habits are hard to break.
Exactly. First 7 years.
Yes.
You see those critical years?
I in the supermarket, I've seen children roll on the ground.
I'm telling you, because they can't get a snack.
They can't get a snack. They're screaming at the top of their voice. And you know what is the end of that? They get what they want.
Yeah.
Whilst I have seen some children as well, the parent just have to do so.
Just the eye.
And they stand up straight, not a squeak.
We know the eye.
Not a squeak. And I have lived to see those children turn out to be well-rounded, well-managed, well-disciplined adults.
Yes, definitely.
And I've also seen the others knocking about.
Exactly.
You know, it's a parent. You have to be firm. It's love.
Yeah.
All in love. The Bible said a father that loves his child chastens his child.
Have to. Must.
Yeah.
Must. Well, let's get back to, I know we went a bit, but it was necessary.
Yes.
But let's get back to some of the sporting disciplines you're involved in. I know we talk about cricket. Tell us a little more about the others.
All right. I've touched cricket, football, swimming, basketball, athletics, table tennis, volleyball. That is all that come to mind. But I'm all over the place, if you want to put it that way.
Right.
All right. Some on different levels, of course. All right. The highest level would be cricket.
Okay.
All right. That is my baby. That is the one that I love the most. That is the one I'm seeking to go forward with the most.
Right.
All right. Football. I'm very much involved in football because of the Jarrick Titans club. By the way, that club is also cricket. We have Titans Cricket Academy.
Right.
All right. Through the school at WIM, there is volleyball, there's athletics, 3K racing and the regular track racing and stuff like that. But that is just at that grassroots level.
Okay.
But yes, I am involved in so many things. I've taught hundreds of children to swim.
Wow.
Yes. And it's all good for children, making them well-rounded and giving them options.
Yes.
Because I have seen guys that came to the club, they want to play cricket, and now they're high school captains in football.
Wow.
I have seen guys come, they're not good at anything really, but they're there every day and stuff like that, and went off to athletics and went to Carifta.
Wow.
So we can't close the door on any child.
Right.
I mean, it's good that I have some knowledge in so many areas, but I know that there are some coaches that are limited to maybe just cricket alone or football alone. And the child that comes that can't play cricket or can't play football would be in trouble. They would now have to go somewhere else or or just fall or just stop play. Right? God has blessed me enough to give me some knowledge that I could share some kind of information in several sports.
Right.
So you come and you're not so good at cricket.
Of course.
I might see something else in you. You might be able to run a little bit, or you might be able to shoot the ball a little bit, or swim a little bit.
Of course.
Because I would take them to the beach, take them to the pool, and you would get to see the child in a different light.
Yes.
If I should put it that way. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about in terms of the parents partnering with the sports club.
Yes.
And how important that is and what does that do for that child?
Yes.
Especially when you have events and the parents are there cheering them on. What does that do?
Yeah. That is massive for children. Absolutely massive for children. You know, when things go, children misbehave. I would get phone calls all the time.
Yes.
So, Brown, one of your children, you know, thing, I don't know how them child behaving, so I want that. And I would remind people, while I do have an influence on the children, I don't have the greatest influence on them.
Sure.
I don't. The environment they live in has the greatest influence, which might be with parents and family and village people and stuff like that. And that influence is massive to when that child moving forward. Every child wants to know if they score a goal or if they play well. They could look at the sideline.
Yeah.
And the parents are there cheering.
Of course.
Now, if you have 15 children and it have parents for 14 on that sideline cheering, and that one child doesn't have somebody, it affects that child.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have seen it over and over and over again. So parents being involved in the life of the child on every level is massive, right? Now, of course, you have to tone down some parents at times.
Oh, yes.
Because every parent wants their child to succeed. And they think they know what is best for the child.
Yes.
You know, and stuff like that. But parents, they need to come out and support, play their part, clap on the sideline.
Of course.
Share some water, a little pat on the back.
Yes,
when things don't go right, and the child come home and crying, just remind them, oh, it's sports, you know, sometimes you will win, sometimes you will play. You know, just continue to train hard and not cut down the coach or the program.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That is so important because even in terms of sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and we have to explain to them that it's a sport, it's a game. Yeah. Sometimes you would win, sometimes you'd lose, sometimes in test you may come first, sometimes you may come seventh.
That's right. That's right.
And so it's very, very important in having that kind of collaboration so that the coaches can be able to link with the parents and, you know, just to have that comprehensive approach.
That's right.
All right, but at this time we're going to take another short break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center, Storbay Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters and yes, windows. Plus a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m.
Hi, I am Deanne, host of Transforming Lives One at a Time, and I would like to introduce you to our brand new segment, Good Vibes, Good News. And this is where you have the opportunity to highlight your good news. You can send your 90 seconds video to our WhatsApp number 868-701-2099. That's 868-701-2099. Let's hear some of the good news that we never hear about. Good vibes, good news. Inspiring hope. Celebrating wins. Truly grateful.
NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stumpy's Bypass, Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595-477-5905 or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program. I'm here with founder of Titan Sport and Development Club, Mr. Brian Browne. Well, Brian, it is no secret that we are literally in a crisis as it relates to many of our boys and men especially. How can we have greater collaboration and partnership with major stakeholders as we embark on, and I'm going to use a word that you used earlier, on an intentional, and that is worth repeating, an intentional journey to rescue our boys and men folk?
We touched on a couple of things earlier. The parents have to be involved.
Yes.
Fathers have to be involved. All right. There is no bigger influence in the life of a boy than his father. And that is whether the father is there or not. If the father is there, he looks at everything that father does. So I have seen boys who they don't like what their father doing, but they grow to become the same thing.
Yeah.
They would cuss and argue about what the father doing. They would fight the father even, and turn out to be the same thing. You know, because somehow there is some connection somewhere.
Yes.
And you know, of course, we know what absent fathers mean to a home.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you're speaking about the collaboration as in terms of businesses or clubs. We have several programs on this island that offer an opportunity for young men to get involved.
Yes.
Just as we are doing, there is Coach Downey Marcel and Ball Blasters who have been doing extremely well, and they are there trying to help shape lives as well. Curtis, Moses and Lambo, they are doing well. Sir Donny Stewart, they are there. All right, and several others, you know, my partner Earl Grey in Speyside.
Right.
You know, and there are several across the island. Shelton and there in Duncan and in Phoenix.
Yes.
So Stokely Vale with Flabby and there. So there are areas and there are avenues for boys to do positive things.
Right.
To get off the street. And that is at a, you know, adolescent age.
Yes.
You know, 10, 12, 13, 14, and in some cases up to 17, 18 when they get to be an adult. All right? But I think the pull to the street is so strong.
Yes.
So strong that we need, you know, even there was a young man that was doing extremely well in my program, right? And I went to the guys in the community, and it's almost for me to go down on my knees and beg them.
Wow.
Guys, don't give him anything to smoke.
Yeah.
Don't. Now he's there, smoking, not doing much. You know, it's probably the biggest talent that I would have seen, coached. You know, but we need every person to be involved. If we have to reverse the cycle, reverse this direction that we're going in.
Yes. All hands must be on deck. All
hands must be on deck. You understand? And whilst people are to make money, even the drug lords are to make money, and they think that is the way to go, that only coming back to bite you because you only have a couple of years before somebody else look to.
That is it.
You know, right? In terms of sponsorship to these programs that we have, the greater we can do in Titans and in Blasters and in Lambo FC and in Phoenix and in Stokely Vale and Black Panthers and those clubs, the more we can do is the greater our influence and impact.
Of course.
So yes, we need the business community to get on board, because like I said, development and growth has a cost.
It does.
And you're not going to go very far picking up offering or picking up the $10 and the $20 and stuff like that. The amount of stuff that we have to do, that you need to do, that you want to do, right? A massive part of what we can do here is travel.
Right.
That's a major part. So we have grown past playing in these tournaments on the island. Right? The world is our stage. I said that here before. Okay. And these young boys need to start to move around.
Yes.
Young girls start to move around and see different things and different places. Right? That is because you're not going to catch me if we're going to play in Speyside or we're going to play down Cambia or in Canaan.
Right.
That is nothing.
Yes.
But it's a different prospect if you tell me that we are going to Trinidad or we're going to Barbados or we're going to, you know, it's a whole different mentality. Right? Now, I have said this before. Even the powers that be, the Tobago Cricket Association, the Tobago Football Association, the Tobago Basketball, Tobago Netball, there must be something in place every single year for teams to travel in their budget.
Right.
If I know that I am playing for the prize to travel to England every year, my preparation would be different. The way I play would be different. The way I conduct myself would be different. If I know I'm not going anywhere,
it's just anything.
I might miss training this week.
Right.
Yeah. So it starts from there. So I'm not talking about, you ain't come through your club system yet. You're still, but the people that in charge of the particular discipline have set something in place that will have young people, young boys, want to achieve, want to get to it.
Yes.
So you put something in place where young men would say, I want that.
I could work towards
that.
So you have to raise the bar.
Yes.
We have to raise the bar.
So when you don't have anything to look at, anything to aim to,
it's
just...
And of course, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it all the
you
time.
You understand? You have 100% record.
100%. I think Pastor Brebner, the late Pastor Brebner used to say that. If you aim at nothing, you will hit it all the time. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah, so I definitely, I want to encourage even persons in the business sector, the private sector, and just other persons. You may be retired, but according to my aunt, she said, I'm retired, but I'm now refired.
Well, all right.
You know, I mean, to each his own.
Ready to go in?
Yeah. So if you could be a part of something, it's the younger ones, and you could just be a part of it, as Brian said earlier. It's just a casual conversation sometimes. Sometimes you're going down to the hardware to get something. Come, let's go. We're going to do something. And before you know it, you start to build that relationship with that young person.
And you would have shared some vital information in between there.
Exactly. So sometimes it's not the huge moves.
No.
Sometimes we look at, well, okay, I can't sponsor anything, but you could come, you could probably make some morbi and some sandwiches and bring it when they have practice. I'm just throwing out these ideas, and I'm speaking directly into the camera. I always say whenever I have a big point, I speak directly into the camera. Make some morbi and some sandwiches. You know today is practice, and nobody don't have to ask you to do it.
True.
You just take it upon yourself. You know, have that initiative and say, you know what, I'm going to make some coconut drops. You're a retiree and you're at home and stuff. Do something to be able to help our young people.
You have to have the heart for people as well.
Yes.
You know?
That is so important.
And not everybody, in all truth and honesty, it's not everybody has the heart to see people improve and to... Some people just okay with, this is my little corner and I'm good with that.
Me, myself and I, yes.
And you can't blame anybody for that. But there are others that really want to see people change.
Yes.
And see people improve.
Of course.
And I think those are the people that you're really, really speaking to.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you have that burning desire to see something, to see change. You want to effect change.
Of course.
Get on board.
You want to make an impact. You want to live out the name of this program, transforming lives one at a time. Because you are seeing what is happening. You're seeing our young men on the street. You're seeing, and many of our young women too. You know, and the ages for these gangs are getting much younger. So sometimes even in at the primary school level. So I'm saying whether we want to believe it or not, and I always say this program, it's a real program. I don't like the idea of sweeping things under the carpet. I don't like it. We have a real issue. We have a real problem. And we need real solutions. We have enough bacchanal and all these kind of foolishness. You know, we have enough of that. It's about time that we settle down, realize what is happening in our society, and we put ourselves in position to make an intentional impact. We have to do something different if we are to get a different result. And that's it. That's it.
Plainly said.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Well, Brian, I want to find out what is next for Titans Club. What is next? Is it Titans over the Caribbean or worldwide?
All right.
Tell us.
So we have closed off for this month of August. We have been going steady up to July month end, and we close off for the month of August, and we reopen on the 6th of September.
All right.
All right. This period on the calendar is school football.
Okay.
Right. So most boys, if not all boys, would be involved. I mean, the small ones may not.
Right.
But like when you're from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and up, you would be involved in school football, primary school football, secondary school football. So we do have much planned.
Okay.
But coming December, there's a tournament in Trinidad, concept coaching, that we definitely would be a part of.
All right.
All right. So that is the next major thing for us. So we go to Trinidad in December. We continue to train on weekends and prepare. and then we go to that tournament at the end of the year.
Right. I was asked, from what age do you accept children? From what
3,
age?
4.
Wow. Okay.
I jokingly tell people sometimes, as soon as they take
Baby,
the pregnancy
yes.
test, as soon as they take the pregnancy test,
Yes,
come
yes, yes. So no age too young.
Nah, once they could take instructions and stuff
yes,
like that.
I love that. I love that. I really, really do. Well, as we begin to wrap up the program for today, what is one thing you would like to resonate with our viewers, or maybe something that we didn't speak about that you would like to highlight?
Of course, it would be remiss of me if I don't mention that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
All right, and I make no bones about that.
Right.
I would encourage people all the time, Tobago, and whoever would be seeing it across the world, you have to have the heart for people. You have to have the heart for children. I mentioned it a little while ago. And if you do what you do out of love, sometimes you have to alter your approach. Sometimes you have to alter how how you do things.
Yes.
But if love is the driving force, the concern for people is the driving force, you would be all right. And people would see past counterfeit and genuine.
Of course.
Especially children.
Yes.
After 2-3 interactions,
They
don't see past you long time. You know. So if you have a genuine heart of love and concern, not an ulterior motive, you're not trying to get past or get over to move on to something else.
Right.
You know, you're using the children to try and get to somewhere else. If you're genuinely concerned about them, you may not save all, but you definitely would save a couple.
Yes, of course.
You know, and you know, you say transforming lives. I don't know if you have one life at a time on it. One life at a time?
Transforming lives one at a time.
One at a time.
Yes.
One at a time.
Start with one.
Start with one. And help. You know, I went to play keyboard at a function yesterday, and I heard the term. The one pastor was saying, you know, even if you only have 5 people, pour yourself into the 5.
Yeah.
You don't have to run around looking for 100.
Yes.
Immerse yourself, pour yourself into that 5, and that 5 now would increase and bring a next 5, and that 10 would bring an, you know, so
multiplication.
Yeah, that's right. So Tobago, let us have the heart for people, have the heart for children, regardless of the club you're in, regardless of the school you're in, regardless of the community you're in. We have to try and fight and turn this thing around.
Yes, we definitely do.
Yeah.
Well, I want to sincerely thank you, Mr. Brian Browne. I want to thank you and wish you and your hard-working team all the best in your future endeavors. Of course, as you continue to transform lives one at a time in your sphere of influence. And I'm going to have you back again for another time. So just when you see my call coming in, just answer. All right?
It was nice being here. It was good
yes,
being
it was nice having you.
Yes.
Well, viewers, this is how we bring the curtains down on Transforming Lives one at a time. Remember to send in your 90 seconds videos. All right? We are sharing good news, good vibes. It's a new segment. You can WhatsApp your videos to 701-2099. That's 701-2099. You can also check out all our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, TikTok. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm your friendly host, Deanne. Always happy to be in your homes and in your cars, in your workplaces, wherever you may be viewing this program. As usual, I leave you with the definition of transformation, which is an internal shift that brings us into alignment with our fullest potential. Hey, we've got this. See you next time.